Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're having a great day so far and welcome to today's video in which I'm going to allow you to root through my everyday most used handbag. I'm going to be sharing all of the unknown surprises that may be in here, okay? I haven't edited this. I wanted this to be as realistic, normal person, normal mum friendly type of bag content, so I don't even know what might be lurking in the depths, okay? But we're going to find out together. I'm going to be sharing my unedited bag contents with you. So without further ado, let's get started. Okay, so first up, let's talk a little bit about my kind of go-to everyday handbag. This is the Mulberry Small Link. It isn't a brand new bag. It's a bag that I've had for a good couple of years now and I cannot be without it. I've used it to death. I wear this 99% of the days. If I'm going out for dinner or something where I want a smaller bag, then obviously I won't take this, it's overkill. But for my like everyday going about running errands, particularly days out with the family, with my children, this is the bag that I will be taking 99% of the time. And there's a few reasons for that. One, this is the perfect size for me for every day. It's big enough that I can fit my umbrella if needs be in there. I can fit all of the tools and supplies that I need for myself and my children, and I can fit extra things if we pick things up along the way, we buy something, we've got some sweets, something like that. There's always room in here for everything that I possibly could need. I really love the opening of this bag. So the bag has a flap which is magnetic, so you can see the magnets on here. This side goes down and this side on top, which means it opens wide up and it stays up. You know, if you're trying to find something rooting about your bag, the last thing you need is flaps flapping about, getting in your way, or a zip that's complicated and then the opening stays small. This opens and it leaves this nice big opening at the top to see everything that's in there. I love that. And also, if you do end up stuffing your bag with things throughout the day, you can of course wear it with the sides up, which just gives you a little more room. So it's quite adaptable, but I just don't need to do that because it fits so much in there. I am a very boring person. I've said this to you so many times, and I'm never more boring than when it comes to handbags. I am allergic. I've noticed along the years, I'm allergic to logos. I literally can't wear or buy anything that has a big giant logo on it. I just don't enjoy big logos. So Mulberry for me is perfect because you can barely see anything on here, okay? One side is completely plain and there's just a very tiny Mulberry stamp in gold on the front. Very discreet, very quiet. I really like that. I love that, you know, from more than like an inch away, you would never know where this bag came from, and that's very much what I look for. I just can't do big embossing or logo or branding. I just don't like it. So I love Mulberry as a brand. The bags wear very, very well. They're excellent quality and they tend to just suit me and what I look for. So while this bag, you know, color-wise, it's very neutral, branding-wise, it's obviously very understated. This little touch on the strap, I find it's just a little bit more fun and it just helps it have something that kind of stands out about it and something a bit more interesting, just because it has that gorgeous golden link chain, and I really like that little touch. It's just something a little bit less plain than just the leather strap, but without it being loud or without it feeling like too much for me. Here you can see how small and discreet that little Mulberry logo is down there. Very, very understated. And here's a little close-up of that chain. I'm just going to show you here how it looks when I'm wearing it. So it's very classic. It doesn't take up a lot of room, even though it's really full here. It's not making my arm sort of feel like it's very bulky and it's taking up space under my arm. It's very comfortable, nice and narrow, even when it's really full to bursting. And I love that the chain is at the back, so that from the front it's just very classic, very understated, and then there's a bit of a party in the back, you know. I found this bag, like all of my Mulberry bags, to be super durable as well. I have used and abused this for years. Like I've said, I'll put it on floors. I know, shocking. I'm not precious with my bags really. So they've been put on floors. We go out for picnics with the family. It will be on the grass. You know, I have really not been especially careful or caring to this bag, and it's, you know, really not got a single wear sign on it. It's incredible. It's been rained on, it's been dragged here, there and everywhere. So I'm very, very happy with it. I think Mulberry as a brand is my all-time favorite when it comes to handbags. They're just classic, elegant. You know, they're very much what I look for, understated, not too loud, not too popular, let's say. And I just like how quiet they are. They just kind of suit me and what I look for and what I enjoy. So enough about the outside, because we want to see what's in there, don't we? So let's open it up and find out. So the first thing that I always keep in my bag at all times, unless they're on my head, and even then the case is still in there, is my sunglasses. These are Gucci. They're not new though, so I don't know. I don't have any idea what the number is. If I can find me confident that these are the same ones I have, I will link them down below. But these are just so perfect. These are like my everyday go-to sunglasses. Again, a very plain case. I always choose the one that doesn't say Gucci all over it on the outside. It's just very plain, which I like, but it is hard and sturdy. These glasses I love just because I like a sort of more rounded rectangle. I don't even know if that's a shape, but I can't stand anything too round and I can't stand anything too square. I'm really annoying. I also don't want, again, anything with huge amounts of branding on it, and these just have quite a small, barely there GG logo on the side, not this huge big metal stamp, which a lot of them have, which I don't like. But these are just perfect for every day. They're really nice and large. They keep the sun out of my eyes. They're nice and dark, and I find them just really flattering. They're easy and they don't feel too heavy either. You know, they don't feel like they're weighing on my ears or my nose throughout the day. They're just perfect on the go, you know, not flimsy, not going to break easily kind of sunglasses. I'm really happy. I've loved these from the very first day that I got them. And they're always in here because, as you know, we go through every season in one day here all of the time. It was hammering rain earlier, now it's beautifully sunny outside. So even though you might leave the house in like a monsoon, within 10 minutes it could be really, really bright and sunny, and if you're driving, that can be a problem. So they are just permanently in there. I've learnt my lesson over the years. The next item, which I'm really excited to talk to you about because I flipping love this so much. I'm very easily pleased, I've noticed. I've learned that about myself over the years, but this is my bag hanger or holder, I guess you would call it. This is from Aspinal, which is another one of my favorite handbag makers. But this is one of those little contraptions that you put on top of a table and then it will hang underneath the lip of the table, and then you put your handbag on here. So you'll hang it like this and it will just be on top of the table, nice and safe and secure. I can't be without this. I love it so much. I know it seems like this really unnecessary thing, and I'm not funny about putting my bag on the floor or anything like that, but I did live in London. You know, I was born there, but I also went and lived there in my 20s, and I worked in central London and I worked in restaurants and bars. And I have seen many, many, many a tourist have their bag taken without them even realizing until it is long, long, long gone. So I have paranoia, okay? Even though now I live in a very safe, very countryside area, and the places we go are always very safe, and really, you know, handbag thefts are not a thing around where I live, certainly not like they are in central London. I still have the paranoia. I can't leave my handbag on the back of my chair, and nor should anybody anyway. It's just too tempting. Let's not tempt fate wherever we are. But I don't like even leaving it on the floor. I have to have it like between my feet so I can feel it there. I'm very paranoid about my handbag being taken. Even, like I said, when we're in a busy place where I know it's safe and it's not the sort of place where there are really high covert operations of handbag thievery. But still, it's there, you know, the concern, the worry, the paranoia, it never goes away. So this for me is an excellent solution that I don't have to like have it on me or have it on my lap, which is annoying when you're trying to eat, or have it on the table when it's in the way. I can have this. I usually put it like basically by my tummy, and so the handbag is just hanging between my legs. I know it's there. No one could ever take it without me noticing, but it's not on me. I'm not having to hold it and it's not in the way. I love it. And this one you can get your initials embossed on the top, which I also love because everyone knows it's mine, you know. It's just an extra little bit of detail that makes me happy. When I first got this, I was so excited to show my children, and they were very unexcited by it. So that's sad, but hopefully you guys can join in my excitement. I do have a link, or like some kind of referral link or code. I'll put it in my description box. It's not like an affiliate link as such. It's like one of those friends and family ones that anyone can make. So I think it gets you a bit of a discount. So if you're interested in anything from Aspinal, feel free to use that. Next up, I have my Mulberry sort of card holder. I don't know the name of this one, but I will link the exact one down below. This has 3 card slots and then a section in the middle for more cards, and then it has a coin zip compartment on the other side. Again, it matches my bag perfectly color wise, but it's also very, very plain. It has a very small Mulberry, again, word at the bottom in the gold, which I really like, but again, it's very understated. I don't have a lot of cards. Like I said, this has 3. I literally have my Next account, I've got my bank card and my driver's license, and that's really all I need day to day. In the middle, I keep my passes to days, places that we have, you know, an annual membership to. So I've got my National Trust membership passes in there, and other places that I go with my children, and it's just the perfect size. I can find it so easily. The cards don't get lost. There is a little section, one sort of inner pocket in this bag that has any other cards that I don't use that often, but then there's so many of them, you know, when you're trying to find a specific one, it's not that easy. So in there, I keep the ones that I use frequently. Next up, we have some straws. So since we moved away from the plastic straw realm everywhere, and you can no longer really get plastic straws anywhere, these monstrosities have arrived everywhere. These stupid paper straws. I'm sure we could come up with a better solution than that. Now, I do know about, of course, there are metal straws and glass straws, but I don't let my children use those. If you want to look into that, of course, you can do so, but for me and for my family, I don't feel like they're safe for children to have and to use. So I don't use those. I rely on the good old paper ones, which, as we know, will dissolve in about 30 seconds flat into your drink, and then you need another one. So I always have at least a couple of these straws whenever I buy my children a drink, particularly a slushie, which I don't have very often, but when they do, my goodness, they take 3 hours roughly to drink it, and they'll go through about 15 of these straws, which starts to make me feel like they probably aren't actually that much more environmentally friendly when we have to use 25 of them for one drink. But you know, that's what we're dealing with. But so I always have a couple of spare straws in my bag at all times. Of course, I have paracetamols because, you know, when don't you need a paracetamol at any given moment? A hairbrush. This is just a Babyliss one, and typically it's not really for me. I actually keep this in here for my daughter because she has inherited kind of my hair, as in it's quite fine, but she's also inherited my husband's sort of more wave and body, which means, my goodness, the knots and the tangles that girl gets her hair in about 10 seconds from it being brushed. So I always have a brush just in case she needs tidying up or I need tidying up. Another boring but necessary item, my power pack. Can't be without this. I bought this when we went to see Harry Styles in concert because I knew I would want and need my phone. I knew I would want to take lots of photos and videos, but I'd also need it to get into the concert, and I knew I'd need it to let my husband know, you know, we were safe and we were on our way home and things like that. Did not want my phone to die. So I bought that, I think just from Amazon. This is the official Samsung one. It's amazing. I use this all the time. It's permanently in my handbag, you know, on days out. I never run out of battery now, but I also use it sometimes when I'm editing and I can't be bothered to go and get my phone charger. I'll just have my phone plugged into this so I never run out of battery. I love it. It's something that I feel like we all need. If you don't have one, I promise you it'll be life-changing. Chewing gum. I always have to buy the bubble mint one because my children like these now. they've now got old enough to appreciate a chewing gum. So they don't like mint and they won't have the mint one. So I always buy the bubble mint just in case they want to have a chewing gum, and then I've got that one there. But in theory, it's for me. Sauces. Another very realistic mum item that we always have in our bags, because my daughter loves mayonnaise, I love spicy mayonnaise, and my son loves ketchup. And sometimes you go to places, they don't give you enough or they don't have any. I will always have sauces in my bag. I'm like Beyonce. She has hot sauce in her bag. I usually have mayo. Another straw, but this one's had an accident. An inhaler, which is strange because none of my family has asthma, but my daughter had a very bad chest infection earlier on in the year, and the doctor asked her to use an inhaler for a few days just to help her get rid of the infection, get it off her chest. And so we used it for a few days, and I'm such a paranoid mother that I daren't throw it away. It's got like 2 more years on it that it can be used for. And I just always think, what if someone has an asthma attack and I'm somewhere and I left that in the drawer? What if my child has an asthma attack? What if I have an asthma attack at 40 years old when I don't have asthma? I don't know. But I keep it in my handbag in case anyone around has an emergency asthma attack. So I don't know why. I don't know what's wrong with me, to be honest. Another mayonnaise. I'm always prepared. The next thing I have in here is my Shiseido Clear Suncare Stick 50 SPF. I always have this on me. This is so good for children because of course you can put cream on them before you leave the house. But if you're out and about, try catching one and putting sun cream all over their face and ears. Again, they won't stand still and they hate it, and they hate it. This, it's so good. They don't mind it at all, and it takes 10 seconds and I'll just, do their main exposed places as we're about the day. If we're somewhere, and like I said, we left the house and it was cloudy and rainy, but 5 minutes later it's now 30 degrees and full sun, and I can whip this out and quickly, and I know that we're all safe and covered. I use it on myself as well, but it is especially good for young children because they much prefer having a stick rubbed all over them than they do cream massaged all over their face. So I love that. Again, something I always have in my bag. A pen, because who knows what kind of emergency where you need to write something down could befall you. You don't know. I have a couple of Halls soothers that have fallen out of their packet and been lingering in the bottom of my bag from some cold that I must have had many moons ago, presumably. Next I have the Dior Le Baume. Now this is like a sort of body and hand type of cream. I'm not usually this bougie when it comes to hand cream, and I wouldn't even usually keep hand cream in my bag, but this I received as part of my welcome to platinum gift, my Dior loyalty gift. When I reached the platinum status, I think I was sent this as a gift with one of my orders, and I love this. It's so perfect for a handbag, so thin, and if you're just feeling a bit dry, not just for your hands but for your body, your shoulders, if it's a bit hot out, this is so lovely. I love that it's not super overwhelmingly scented, and it's just the perfect size to pop in your handbag. I also have a pencil which I think was left over from when I took my son the other week to a dinosaur exhibit, and they had a little thing to fill in, which he immediately discarded, and I was left with a pencil, which again I kept in my handbag just in case of a pencil related emergency that the pen was just not equipped for. Another soother that's escaped. Now everything else that I have in here is essentially fragrance and lip products. So I have 3 mini fragrance travel sized fragrances, atomizers in my handbag at the moment. The Montal Arabian's Tonka, this was like a gift with purchase, I think, and I love this fragrance. It's beautiful. I keep it in my handbag just because it's so travel friendly, the size and shape, and I just like to have some perfumes in there just in case I've forgotten to apply perfume in the morning, or if I've worn a perfume that's sort of worn off and I want to reapply perfume throughout the day. It's just the perfect size. And then this is an atomizer from Penhaligons, the pink one, which I love. This has God of Fire in it at the moment, which is that gorgeous fruity beautiful fragrance. I absolutely adore God of Fire, and I like to have a couple of options in my handbag just depending on the day and my mood. And then this one from Dior, which I don't know oh, can I pull it out? This is, does it say? It doesn't say. I think it's Miss Dior or something like that, or J'adore. I forget. It's not a favourite fragrance of mine at all, but this again was a gift, part of my platinum loyalty gift, and I love the atomiser. I don't know if I can put like any old atomiser in here will fit, but I imagine you might get lucky and be able to put another one in there, because I think this case is gorgeous, absolutely beautiful. So yeah, I always have a few fragrances in here. One thing I forgot that is not perfume or lip products is this Merit concealer. I was sent this quite recently. This is the shade Bisque, and I'm not really a concealer or any kind of touch-ups other than lips kind of girl. Once my makeup is done, I go out for the day and I don't care what happens. It might all melt off my face. I'll just let it happen, to be honest. That's just how I roll. I'm not super concerned about things fading or anything like that, but I just love the functionality and the travel of this. It doesn't beat out my House Labs concealer, but it's a really excellent one if you just want to, you know, touch up throughout the day, particularly concealer, and then tap it in. It doesn't really need setting. It's perfect handbag friendly size, and if I don't use it, you know, you can lend it. Someone needs a bit of concealer, someone's had a makeup mishap, maybe I've eaten something, all the foundation's worn off my chin, I could use this and just tap it over the top, and it's just perfect handbag friendly item. So I've been loving this, and it's just gone straight in there and stayed in there ever since. What I will say is there's definitely too many lip products in here. I thought that the side pocket was empty and I was just going to be shaking out dust and some hair, but it was in fact not empty whatsoever. We'll deal with that later. So here you can see the inside of the bag, and you can see how much it sort of stands up when you're trying to get in there. Yes, the bottom is a little filthy and covered in hair. And then you have this inner pocket in here. I'm not sure how well you'll be able to see that. It's not zip closed, but I keep some extra, like our library cards, things like that in there. Okay, so for lip products currently in here, and like I said, I didn't unpack this, I didn't put in specific ones, and this isn't a reflection necessarily of like my all-time favorite lip products. It's more so the ones that are ideal for like using just in a pinch or on a run or any kind of day where you haven't got a certain makeup look. These are all sort of lip products that will just work whatever the circumstances. So first up we have one of Fenty's Gloss Bomb sticks. This is the shade Sorta Selfish, and it's just like a perfect neutral balmy shade if you're running about, and I love the smell of it. Really nice and shiny, quite balmy. Of course I have one of Lisa Eldridge's Balm Embraces. This is Epanoui, which again is just a little hint of something here if I want something throughout the day, if I have forgotten to bring my lipstick of the day. These shades, they'll work with any makeup any day. I have the Charlotte Tilbury Magic Lip Oil. This is the clear one that I got in my advent calendar. Just a clear balm. If my lips are feeling a bit dry, I want something a bit shiny, I go with that. I also have the Dior Lip Color Reviver balm. So this is, again, it's just a balm. I don't think it has got a little bit of a pink tint. You can barely see it. I'll give you a close-up in a while, but again, if I just want just a lip balm and I'm makeup free, then I will use one of these two. I don't want to just wear lipstick and nothing else, so if I'm makeup free, I'll use one of these two if my lips are just a bit dry throughout the day. I always have a Dior lip oil in my handbag at all times. Sometimes I change it up with the bronze glow shade. This is the Poppy Coral, which again, if I swatch it, you won't see a lot of color really, but it's perfect. Like I said, if you have no makeup on or a very light little bit of makeup or a full face, whatever you have on, this will work with it. You know, if I'm going to the cinema, I've eaten a lot of popcorn, I'm coming out, I don't want to put a lipstick on, I just want something on my lips, they're feeling a bit dry, this is an excellent option. I then have one of my Dior Addicts, which I'm assuming I put in here because I was wearing this shade. This is Atelier. I pretty much always have one of these in my bag. They're just my perfect go-to everyday lipstick, so there's always one in there. It just depends which one I'm wearing that day. I also have one of the YSL Loveshine, so again a very balmy formula, one that will work with pretty much any makeup looks, not too much, it's quite subtle. This is Atelier, this is the Loveshine and it's shade 150. One of the Hourglass glossy balms, this is Crave, but again there's always one of these in my handbag, just depends which one I've put on that day. I love these. If I want something that's a bit more glossy, here it is here, then I will always reach for one of these, so that is in there. And one of my Sisley balms, this is the shade Sheer Blossom. Again, this is their Phyto Rouge, and it is gorgeous. One of my most used and most loved lip formulas. That's how many lip products I have in my handbag. I need to clear out. Really, at all times, I will usually have these two and maybe the lipstick that I have worn that day, and probably, to be fair, one of the Lisa Eldridges. I'd say 4 is an acceptable number. 8, 9, that's getting a couple too many. Oh, here they all are. What a delight. And that's it. That's everything in my bag other than the coins that were in that side pocket that I did not know were in there and are now all over my office floor. So I need to go and deal with that. But I hope you enjoyed having a little rummage, a little nosy through my everyday handbag. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed this video and I would love to see you in the next one. Otherwise, take care for now. Bye, 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 bye.